Okay, for this project, kind of a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. Put this culvert in last year and come to find out that there's some regulation that wasn't known about. It has to be down deeper so that fish can go through it, and we didn't know about it when we put it in. It is what it is. We got to lower it now. That's a you probably can't read it on the side there, but that's an 84-inch by 60-inch culvert. There's two of them. They're pretty good size. So you got rock and fabric and gravel and fabric, and the big issue is that they want it lowered at least a foot into the water, I guess is the regulation. Like I said, we didn't know about it when we put it in. We're basically right at water level now, so we got to go down a foot, and we'll honestly probably go quite a bit deeper than that, just because, you know, rules are rules. But we'll probably clean some of this out as well. But these are not circular culverts, they're like the flat bottom ones, so they're pretty heavy. Anyways, I'm not for sure how much detail I'm going to go into on this project. I'm going to show you part of it for sure, just because it's interesting, and kind of out here in the middle of nowhere. So it's, I mean, that house is abandoned over there, but an old county gravel pit. I mean, this is a minimum maintenance road, so not a whole lot to it, you know. But I'll get the equipment fired up. Today the goal is I want to get this rock saved because it's good yet. Save that and pile it over there. Try and get the gravel off the top of this culvert area and pile it over there, save it because it's expensive. And I'm going to save as much fabric as I can. I don't know how much we're going to be able to save, but we're going to try, because that's very expensive. And then the next part will come out, dig as much dirt off the top as we can. These culverts, you'll have to excuse the wind, we're out in the prairie, but these culverts have 4-foot anchors and a turnbuckle on each corner. So there's 4 anchors and 4 turnbuckles per culvert. So, you know, obviously we're trying to save the culvert, they're brand new. When we go to dig these out, the hope is to be able to, you know, there's a small hole punch in the side for the turnbuckle to sit in to hold it down. We pull the turnbuckle off, pull the anchor out. I got some chains. I'm hoping we could take a slip hook or something and hook into each corner, so it's 2 on each side of each culvert, and lift it without damaging it, hopefully. If not, we'll figure something out. That would be the goal. So I think I'm going to start with the excavator, just pulling the rock off as much as I can, and then we'll clean it up with a skid steer. So I'll get everything going, fire it up, and then I'm probably going to, I think, maybe just set you up on the truck or something. We'll see on a quick time lapse. So let's get to it. As you can see here, this top fabric isn't bad. I got a couple small holes in it, you know, one right there, and I think another one right there, but for the most part it's reusable. For me, it seems to be the trick to get the big stuff off and then back drag versus trying to push forward, because you push forward you're just going to catch it and rip it. So I think the goal is now I'm going to try and get under it with the bucket and pop the staples up, because it is stapled down. Try and get it folded up a little bit. We'll get a pile over here, and then we can try and reuse it later. So and then we'll start digging a little bit with the excavator again. Okay, after the annoying fiasco that is a DeWalt grease gun, I think I got it quietened up. I think some rain got down in there on the main pin there, and she's squawking pretty bad. I don't know about you guys, but I can't stand that. I like quiet, well-greased machines. So anyways, let's get back to doing what we were doing. So off for how much of the operating I'm going to show, but to show you what I've done so far, I've got the ends all dug out on both sides. And I've got half of the anchors out already. I got one here and one on the inside exposed. I just gotta pop them out of there. Should be able to hook a chain to it, pull it right out. You know, that backhoe's got more than enough pull power. So get the anchors out, and then the next step would be to dig this way towards the pile. And then the hope is, I don't know for sure how I'm gonna do it, but ideally you get some chains underneath the culvert so you can lift them. If not, I should be able to sit back here and take the backhoe and start in the middle here and just get up underneath it with that smooth bucket and just roll it gently out of the hole. Roll it on top of a chain, then get in here and clean everything up on the bottom and get next to that one so that I can dig that or roll that out over onto a chain so I can lift it up. I'll probably go over there with it, or possibly down there in the ditch. We'll see. They're pretty heavy, so surprisingly heavy. Yeah, it's pretty rough, it's pretty muddy, so we'll I'll bring you back when I come back a few days here. We'll start digging and I'll show you that. Get a little further away.
You're winning though.
Well, I can go. I'm not even struggling, but I can't get far, and I don't want to flop it over and hit my cab. Ideally I'd keep the flat bottom,
yeah,
so we can lift it up, leave them chains on, and just use the other chain so we don't have to unhook. But at least it's not 10-foot round. You don't gotta need a ladder. I didn't bring the ladder. Come with me and you shall see world of OSHA violations.
Yes.
There's no OSHA out here. There's not even reception. So I don't know where I left off on this video. I kind of got hectic with the rain and breakdowns and various other things. I know I had a lot of video footage of equipment moving and things like that, but I don't know how much I'm going to show yet when I edit this. When I left off on this culvert, I had the old one uncovered but not completely tore out, and the whole goal was to lower it for fish to swim up and downstream and all that good stuff. So just gonna do an update on it. I'm out here on the prairie, of course, so the wind is just a howling today, so I'm trying to block that if I can. But basically it's all more or less roughed in and done, and it's very wet out here with the rain. So just to show you what's going on, these culverts were lowered, and I found, must have been the old bridge footing. Massive piece of concrete here, goes the whole length, and it's huge, probably a foot thick by 3-4 feet tall. And then all these rocks, they make good riprap, so I just saved them. But these culverts are 2-ish plus feet now with the rain. They were about 1.5 feet deep, but now the rain's got them higher, of course. And then while I was at it, I dug out that ditch up there just to make it plenty of water flow, keep it clean, you know, and erosion and whatnot. So I got out here today with the motor grader, and I've just been placing some gravel and getting it open and cleaned up for traffic. But the other side over here is a little bit rougher, and these slopes are all muddy, I mean just wet. So I'm going to come back at some point and shape up with a skid steer when it dries out. But I mean, they're plenty deep enough for fish now, especially with the water being higher. So I don't know how much more I'll show of this project. It's just kind of a fun little project to do, so to help out the local township. So I gotta do a lot of polishing, but I need some 90-degree weather to do it. So anyways, that's the mostly finished product, the rough end anyway. I gotta come back and make it pretty, but hopefully you find this interesting. So thanks for watching.